Yeah, that's going to be a very exciting game, but probably not as high scoring as Thursday Night Football Bengals versus Ravens.
Oh,
Joe Burrow's coming out 5 touchdown performance in his past game. None were to Jamar Chase. Ravens have the worst pass defense in the NFL. I know they just got Tre'Davious White, but I don't think he's going to be the big difference in just this 1 week. Uh, they Bengals also got a new running back over there in Khalil Herbert. He had to thank God that he got out of Chicago. Tweeted that out. Good for him. He's out. But this is the third trade Cincinnati's ever gone through with, so I don't see that working out too well for them. But it's going to be an exciting matchup. They always play close. Definitely won't be very much defense, and I expect Derrick Henry to run all over the Bengals defense in this one.
I think the Khalil Herbert trade just only disappoints Chase Brown fantasy managers because if anything, he just threatens the capacity that Chase Brown could thrive in that offense. Um,
He wasn't
but
used at all in Chicago this year.
Well, I'm saying Zach Moss and Chase Brown kind of split the backfield at the beginning of the season as Chase Brown was starting to take over. So Zach Moss goes down, you bring in Khalil Herbert, and like I said, the only thing he does is threaten like how good the numbers could look for Chase Brown, in my opinion. But you think of the way that Joe Burrow and the Bengals lost this game uh, in Cincinnati earlier this season. I think Joe Burrow comes fired up, ready to light it up as well and give the Ravens a fucking run for their money. The It was a fantasy gold mine last game, Bengals Ravens. So I think on a Thursday night game it should happen again because fantasy points happen in Thursday night games, guys. But I'm fingers crossed that the Bengals win this game. I don't think they have it in them to do it in Baltimore, but I do think they're gonna keep it highly contested.
This would be a perfect game for the Bengals if this was like a noon. If this was a noon game, this would be perfect prime. Bengals can try and steal a win here. But it being in prime time on Thursday night, I don't think they're going to be able to do it either. I think it probably stays close early. I think the Ravens just kind of feel out what the Bengals are doing, and then they strike kind of in the second half and run away with it. So I just don't think the Bengals defense has not shown us that it's good enough to hang with an offense like the Ravens do, honestly. That they're
Honestly, that
building to beat the
defense,
Chiefs, and the Bengals ain't the Chiefs. So yeah,
the Bengals defense, you're 100% right, but it can't only just compete with high octane offenses. It can barely keep up with most any offenses. The
yeah.
only offenses that defense can actually play well against is bad teams with bad offenses, like they just saw last week
Hmm.
in the Las Vegas Raiders. And yeah, kudos to
Very
them.
bad.
They came up, with a big win as they should have, and didn't allow many points to be scored. But realistically, their DBs are hot garbage. Cam Taylor Britt is not that good for as much crap as he talked at the beginning of the season. And offensively, they're still only competing very well against bad defenses.
Mhm.
So you combine all this together, they're a very underwhelming team. Maybe they can get it back together. They do have the pieces, at least on offense, but that defense that they have right now is really looking like 2018 Chiefs defense, just allowing pretty much anyone and everyone to score points up against them. Maybe slightly better because the Raiders couldn't do that. And so other bad teams also haven't really been able to do that. But
We suck.
Bengals are bad, man.
Hmm.
I don't see them riding the ship. I honestly am not sure if they make the playoffs this year.
No, they probably won't.
No, probably
They
not.
they pretty much have
Unless
to
something
win
miraculous
win
happens
out
and
the
they
rest of the
turn it
year.
around. Yeah. Yeah. Minus an act of, a miracle.